So
Mm-hmm.
I'm a anti-mom, and I'm a anti-breastfeeder. Like, I know it was work. So if somebody told me like I can't do this, I'd be like, oh, I get it. I
Mm-hmm.
get it. It's not. It's a choice. And you know how people are like, I didn't know what life was like until I got my kids, and I was like, I'm very clear on what my life was like before they.
Right. But she's
Yeah.
so honest
I had a
that
good
that's what I'm
time.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I had a
this is
good
why I
time.
appreciate her, because she's like, it ain't daisies and glitter, and it's not for everybody,
It's
and it's not
not.
cute. And
It's
I'm like,
not.
thank you for telling me.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, everybody has their role in the revolution. Like, mine is, I'm gonna raise these kids to be good individuals to move on. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not outside in the street, picketing, but my role is I'm a I'm gonna get us some good people to keep the
yes.
world going. That's my role in the revolution.
Mm-hmm.
E-
I think,
Everybody have a different
Sylvia,
one.
if you would have talked to me about 20 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
me and Jamila would have been on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
I had these foo-foo friends who were glamorizing parenting and, like, oh, it's the
Yeah.
best thing since sliced
Yeah.
bread, all this glamorized stuff. And I'm like, what world y'all live in?
I
Because
had a
it's,
very honest mom, so that
Mm.
helped a lot. So even when I was pregnant, I'd be like, I'm gonna do this, and my mom's like, stop,
Yeah.
stop, like,
Yeah.
just
yeah.
let it be what it is. And like, even it was very quick when I learned that, like, how everybody's like, I saw my child's face, and like, then my, and that didn't have, like, I was waiting for like this, like, oh, and I was just like, I mean, hey, I like you, but and that moment did come,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
but it was not instant. Like, it's a stranger. It's
Mm-hmm.
totally different. Like, your hormones are going crazy. Your body is unrecognizable in some type. It's just like, it's a lot happening. With my second one, knew what to expect more. So I
Mm-hmm.
will say it was a lot easier because I
Mm-hmm.
had no well, not no expectations. I just kind of was way more relaxed. I was ready for whatever came my way in
Mm-hmm.
terms
Mm-hmm.
of, you know, the pains, the ups, the downs, the valleys. I knew the sleepless nights were coming. And even when I had my first daughter, I still felt like I had to be um myself. Like, I still
Mm-hmm.
was responsible for everything else, like keeping house in order and cooking and
Mm-hmm.
doing all kinds of stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. And where my
Mm-hmm.
second one, I was like, get somebody else to do it. Like,
But
I
but this is what
I
I'm
just had a
saying about that.
baby. Get somebody else to
Like,
do it. And then I was geriatric pregnant. Oh, I
mm-hmm.
Oh,
milked it. I milked
okay.
it. I was like, I
Yeah.
can't do that. I'm pregnant and I'm old. Sorry, I can't do it. So I
Yeah.
That shit is
definitely
hilarious.
I milked it. I milked it. I was just like, I can't. I'm
That
old.
is that is hilarious.
Right. So definitely it was a different experience
Mm-hmm.
with both kids, but motherhood is not it's a sacrifice, and you got to be willing to do it, and it's a balance. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to be willing to do it while also, like, not being offended or just be like, FTK, like, next
Yeah.
Tuesday. My kids know, like, they'll be like, Mommy, do you need some me time? I absolutely do.
Mm-hmm.
I
You
need a
said
moment.
you said FTK.
Oh, fuck,
Fuck
fuck
them
them
Ah,
kids.
kids.
okay.
Fuck them
Yeah.
kids.
We 100% subscribe to that. Like, I
Like,
have the T-shirt.
it's definitely, and it's not
Wow.
like, you have some people who are, I've seen the battle online about how that's offensive. But it's just really a cry for remembering, like, you got to take time for yourself, because you can't pour from an empty cup. Like, I was
Mm-hmm.
telling Sylvia, like, I literally pick my girls up from school, drive home,
Mm-hmm.
park in the driveway. I let them get out the car, and I sit in the car for like 30 minutes to an hour, because it's like when they first get together again, it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, "Argh." So I need you to get all that energy out that has nothing to do with me,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can come in and proceed
I
to
think that's so awesome. I love that.
do
Mm-hmm.
what they need to do. Like, I let my kids, and what started the conversation with Sylvia and I think she had posted something about parent a lot of people don't want to be parents. They just want to have babies, because once the child gets their own personality and autonomy, they don't want to deal with it. And
Mhm.
I could see that. And basically I had sent her a message saying that I understand that, um but I understand that, and I let my child have her autonomy, but it can be a difficult process, because when your child's behaviors trigger you. And I think that's what started the conversation. And Sylvia was like,
Mhm.
maybe I trigger my mom.
Mhm.
Never thought about that. And I didn't
Mm.
come up with this thought on my own. I had seen it on a TikTok. I don't know if it was a joke when they said it or whatever,
Mhm.
but I realized, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that Stella I tell people Stella is who I am and who I've always been.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And Nuri is who I wish, like who I am on the inside, who I wish I could just not care about what people thought about me or say what's
Right.
on my mind. And I've wished that. So a lot of the, like, thinking back, and I got to that point where I just don't care. It happened at like 40. Like, people say it happened, it was just like, I don't care anymore. I say what I have to say. And I see those behaviors and I just want to shake it out of Stella. Like, you don't have to be like this.
Right.
Like, you don't have to care about what people think. Like, I was
Mhm.
so much of my life I cared about, you know what I'm saying? And I see her people pleasing behaviors and things like
Mhm.
that. And I just want to shake it out of her. So when she does these things, I I react, or not react, but I talk to her in a way, and she was like, "Why do you have to talk to me like that?" And I'm like what? I was like, "I'm the dry friend, FYI. I'm just like monotone, whatever." And I was like, "That's how mommy talks to her friends. That's how I talk." She was like, "But I'm not an adult, mommy." And I was like, "You're right."
Right.
Oh shit.
Hold
And
on.
so she's
What?
like, she said, "I'm not an adult." And I said,
Ooh-wee.
"Okay." I said, "Okay, can you show me how you want me to talk to you, and I'll
Right.
try."
Oh
And so then
wow. Love that.
um I was like, "Let's role play. Show me how you want me to talk to you." And I was like, "Do you
Mhm.
want me to talk to you like I talk to Nuri?" And she was like, "No, you talk to Nuri like a baby." And so she
She's
she
so
she she's
she
trying,
knows. Yes.
she knows, but here's the thing, that the triggering part is, I don't get to have all my autonomy and be who I truly am all the time when I'm talking to her.
Mm.
Mhm.
And she has a little bit of a control issues, and it's it's,
Mhm.
it's anxiety. She get it
Mhm.
from her mama.
Mhm.
And so it goes to, okay, show me how you want me to talk to you. I say it like that. But if I say one word that's kind of like, and then it's
Mhm.
like, you don't have to say it like that. And I'm like, you cannot control you. At some point, you're going to have to learn that
Good for you. Now
inter,
that's something else. Yes.
yeah, you're going to have to learn how to interpret, or take my words, or not take everything so personally. I was like, because
Mhm.
everybody's not going to roll out this carpet and talk to you exactly the
No,
way you want
Right.
to.
will not. They will cuss her ass slam out.
Right. And so
Mhm.
that's where we bump heads. And where I see the people pleasing is, when I see her friends, she's very patient with her friends, but
Mhm.
she's very impatient with her sister and
Mhm.
I.
Mhm.
And it's
Mm.
like, you can, that same grace that you give to your friends when
Mhm.
they don't do something right, offer that to me and your sister
Mhm.
Mhm.
when
Mhm.
things, because it's very easy for you to take things out on your sister,
Mhm.
because she can't fight back yet. But when she
Right.
does,
Right. Right.
it's gonna be a
And that's
problem.
a setup for later because the very things you're talking about now, I
Mhm.
saw that in my two daughters, and I have a
Mhm.
son as well, but I saw that play out so much in my two daughters because my oldest daughter was very much like your daughter and trying to tell me how to say what to say. And a lot of that came from their father. And I'm like, no, ma'am. And no, sir.
Mm.
Like, we don't do that. And that's not going to happen. And
Right.
so, as you nip that in the bud now, it saves later. Because if the things are not checked in this childhood, that when that second childhood comes up, like the 20s, because that's the second childhood, by the way,
Absolutely.
you're going to be in for it. So,
Right. Right. And
Right.
that's the bump in everything when I talk to her. And like I say, everything is such a big reaction,
mm-hmm.
that I'm not a big reaction person. I don't remember being that way. When I talked to my mom, she was like, "You were just like that, right?" And I was like, "I don't remember that so much." And I have a really good memory. My mom was like, "She's just like you. She's just
Oh,
like you."
Mm.
my
But my
goodness.
mom and I are like that's my friend. That's my
Okay.
best
Right.
friend. That's
Right.
who I go to. And so
Right.
I'm like, I need you to view me in that same way, because I think a lot of the, things, problems and issues I avoided that I saw my friends run into in their 20s, I avoided those things because I had such a good relationship with my mom, and I can talk to her about things and she's like, that ain't it. That
Right.
ain't it.
Right.
That's so
Like
beautiful.
that sound like it, but I mean, she allowed me to make mistakes, stick my finger in some sockets, but right
Mm-hmm.
before I was about to die,
Still
she'll be like, "All
alive.
right, now it's time to bring it back. Like, you had your little fun, bring it back,
Come
bring
on
it back."
back.
And
Okay.
Stella does not trust me in that way. I
Yeah.
question if she
Oh.
trusts anybody in that way. So that is also triggering to me, because I feel like she can be very secretive, and she hates the word lie. She never wants to be like, if I say she's lying, oh my gosh, you can think that I just cursed her out. Like, that's like a word that's just
Okay. Hold
just
on. Pause there. I got to do this intro. That would be the first thing. But if that is not me to a T, oh my. Okay. Hold on. Because I just hit record. I did not think. I was
Yeah.
like,
I
I'm not
like
gonna
that.
miss this.
Yeah.
But okay, let me knock this part out. Let me introduce you to everybody, because what? Yeah, that's me. Sorry, I'm processing all this in real time. Wow. Okay. Anyway, well, this is episode 25 of What's Been Better. This week, we're talking about how parents and children trigger each other, which is just a rabbit hole that we're about to go down, y'all. If you've been here before, you know that we cuss, and today is not going to be any different. If you're new here, you have to get used to it. We love, love, love positive reviews, and if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, or do something with this episode, but do not keep it for yourself. Today, we are joined by my friend, my neighbor, an old classmate, all these things, Jamila. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, okay, let's carry this conversation forward, because you just said some stuff that I'm like, yeah, I had to pause.
Well, we're going to have to keep, before we continue, I want to find out what's been better.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So
yes,
I'm
ma'am.
going to start with Sylvia, then I'll go with Jamila, and then I'll say what's been better for me. So, Sylvia, what's been better?
What's been better? The tile guy repaired the tile. I don't know if y'all saw that this morning. I posted it.
In your personal bathroom?
Yes, in the master bathroom.
Okay.
Drywall guys are here now. Thankfully, they're being quiet. So the finish line is like, you kind of see it.
Okay.
So,
and the mortar and the things on the wall, like,
we're getting there.
Okay.
We're getting there. So, hold your breath. Hold on to everything else. But yeah, that's what's been better, is that I thought that the tile was going to be ruined forever. Because, yeah, when they didn't put the mortar under the bathtub and just cut those holes, I was like, this is going to be a mess.
But they did now, though. Those holes are covered in there. Okay.
Everything is fixed. Everything is fixed.
Oh, good.
Everything is level. Let's start there.
Awesome.
Okay.
And watertight is the important thing. Is it watertight?
Yes. The bathtub is not floating in midair now.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah. Just every horror story possible. Oops, sorry. Every horror story possible. Just.
Excuse me, girl. That's hilarious. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what's been better for me. Carry on.
Jamila, what's been better?
I have been doing much better with my work and life and home balance. One thing I've gotten on the bandwagon with being a little bit better at pre-planning, in terms of I've been kind of like a free spirit, we just do, but in the little things, like planning meals for the week, so that the items are in the house, so that I don't mind cooking. It's the decision fatigue that I have a lot with. So I've been doing very good at putting some planning in play that has helped a lot with my decision fatigue. I hate it. It's a struggle for me, and I feel like lately I've been doing really well balancing that.
What are you putting in place?
Okay, go ahead.
On Sundays, I'm also doing better at delegating. On Sundays, Stella is responsible for making a menu for the week.
Okay.
Another mom gave me this idea. She's like, give a theme day for each day.
That's nice.
And so it's not hard for you to pick what you want on those days, click list the groceries, pick them up. Groceries are in the house, so every day it's pre-planned, and I get pre-annoyed with things.
What?
Stella's Stella's ballet class,
Oh
she's moved
my.
to a level where the class is no longer offered on Saturdays, it's offered on Wednesdays. I found this out in December, so I was very upset about it for about a month, but I was like, all right, bring it back, plan it out, and I've
Mm-hmm.
had no issues with it. So I got
Okay.
all my, nerves out about it. I cook dinner on that day before we leave to go to ballet. So I feel like a very organized mom. I've just kind of always been like, yeah, I feel like I'm an organized mom now.
That's nice. That's good
Okay.
stuff.
I've never been that way. And I'm enjoying it.
Does your decision fatigue come from what you do? Okay, because I
Absolutely.
find that same thing with Drew is like, I ask him stuff and he's like,
People
please don't.
don't understand, and I don't know if I understood what we do for a living,
Yeah.
but all day, that's all we do is make decisions.
If
So when I
people,
come home, I would love somebody to just make a decision for me.
right, that's how
Oh
he is.
wow.
So y'all, I did not get to give this little tidbit. Jamila and I know each other from Tuskegee. She was actually classmates with Drew in architecture. So they are both
And
architects.
she used to hang around in the architecture building all day. And that's how I know Sylvia, because she spent more time in that building than I did.
Oh wait, Sylvia.
She was a good supportive architecture
I
girlfriend.
really was, though. I was like getting
She was
dinner
very
and
supportive, because I don't know if people know that, but architects, we sleep in the building. Like, we're there all
What
the
the
time. And she
hell?
was,
yeah,
well,
they
no,
never went
it's
home.
not like a major where you can have take a test and you cram for the test the night before. Like, you have to like work on your projects, and you're there like overnight, and I don't care how much time you get, you still there like overnight sleeping. And Sylvia used to be there, and she used to bring food for
Oh,
Drew.
Sylvia,
And
Look,
she was a great,
you were a
I told
homemaker early on.
I literally was.
Look at you.
I
She
literally
did. She used to
was.
always be in the building, always, like,
I did.
always.
I went to class sometimes.
Drew was special.
to-
That's what I got out of that.
You
No.
went to your class. You were never there during our class hours.
No.
Our class hours just were so extended.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
would come there after.
At the end, though, I couldn't be. Like, so when it got to 5th year, that's when I started student teaching, and I was working at Auburn, and I was driving back and
I mean,
forth.
you had a
and
job.
yeah, I had a full job. They didn't
Yeah,
have
we
jobs.
had it.
So I wound up having 2 jobs. So it was just like, I never
Mhm.
really saw them. So all the memories that people have, I'm like, I wasn't there. I don't know
Oh
none of that.
wow.
We
I
did
was
have
there
a
at the
time.
beginning, though.
5th year, we had a time.
And I missed all of it.
We did.
But yes, that I think it makes sense that you don't want to make decisions because
And
he's
it's
the same way.
hard for my husband to understand that, because
Yeah.
I think television makes architecture look different in what we do. But if you
my
break
God.
down what we actually do, is literally we're paid to make decisions, and we're paid to create directions for other people to follow. And that's
Mhm.
why misleading directions aggravate me to no end.
Mm-hmm.
Like no end. Like, Stella's new teacher is not doing very good at giving instructions for homework, and I'm struggling. So that's when I tag in my teacher husband, because I'm like, you know how to speak teacher. I don't. I know how to speak architecture. So I'm probably gonna ruffle some feathers. So I'm like,
Mhm.
hey, can you talk to her? Because I'll be like, oh, she's doing this. And he's like on the first day of school, I was like, I spoke to her and she was just kind of dry. And he was like, because it's the first day of school and that woman trying to get her class together and you interrupted her. And I was just like, okay, teacher.
I'm about to have another coughing spell.
Oh no! Oh no!
No. It's
Okay,
gonna
wait.
be good, but that was hilarious.
I was like,
Okay.
okay, teacher. So
Right.
you got it. You got it.
Hilarious also that like we've literally mirrored that way in all these years of you being the architect and him being a teacher, and then me being the teacher and him being the architect. That has been
Absolutely.
hilarious.
Absolutely. He went to Tuskegee too. I don't know if
Yes.
he said that.
So
Yeah, my
all
husband
4
went
of
to
us,
Tuskegee.
right? But hilarious.
Yes.
Anyway, Lori, before you cough, What's been better?
It's one. It's better that I got some water right now.
Yes.
And I realized that my talking will cause me to cough if I don't have any water. This is wild. But I'm just happy that it's the weekend again.
Yes, ma'am.
I realized that as I work throughout the week, there's so many people that come in, into my life as far as their stories, their situations, and us talking it out, that it can impact me, right? It can impact me and how I deal with my family and my friends, and that's triggering, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as Jamila was talking about triggering as far as her and her daughters, I'm very triggered right now by my children. Like, you wouldn't believe. And you don't know what you don't know until you know it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the 20s for parents are like a second childhood all over again. And you have to navigate your children, and you hope their asses get out of their 20s. You hope that they become self-sufficient people. So in navigating that, what's been better for me is that really zero fucks really are in order. Like, are you talking about fuck them kids? Fuck them young adults. So I need to get an acronym for that, But like really like taking my life back and realizing that I matter, that's so important to me now. Like, I'm not going to allow my children to manipulate me, and they have redeeming qualities. Like, they're good children. They have, things that, and that's what, that's what I did last night in my, like right before you go to sleep, I posted this story about the sleep magic. Like, before you go to sleep, rewiring your subconscious, like not going to sleep with negativity, going to sleep with things that you want to experience and you want your subconscious to really replay for you. So I started talking about in my mind all the redeeming qualities of my children. Not like I would love to leave them right now, and all the things that I'm annoyed about them. Okay. I'm not replaying that in my head,
Okay.
And the other thing that I decided to do is let yesterday be yesterday. And
that is such a hard thing for me.
Girl, it is.
That is a challenge.
It is a challenge. But I decided that I'm going to practice doing that, right? I'm going to allow yesterday to be yesterday and start fresh today. And every day is a new day. And I get to, and it's a privilege to wake up the next day and start again. And if I'm blessed to live another day, I'm going to make this day the best day for me. So,
absolutely.
So it's a lot of work that I've been doing, but it's really refreshing. And so when Friday comes around and my day off all the way up until Monday again, it's like, So that's what's been better for me.
That's good.
Awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's rewarding.
So back to Stella, back to just children in general. Not being able to relinquish control, and then also the whole controlling things and not being, like, calling her a liar. Like, it's still blocking me from moving forward at this point. And I say this because I used to lie so much about how I felt. I wouldn't tell people how I was feeling. I wouldn't say anything. I would just, and Lori's told me before that I just like live with it.
But the thing about a mom, like I have to tell Stella all the time, and I've seen people talking about it recently, and it's such a like intertwined energy. Like, child, I know something's wrong with you. You can say whatever you want. Like, I know, like, I'll give you a moment to process it. Use your words. Hey, mom, don't feel like talking about it right now, but don't tell me nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
Because that is also triggering to me, because I'm not the type of person in relationships and friendships that I'm not going to beg you for shit. That's how I am. Like, that's my kryptonite. Like, I ain't going to beg you for shit. And so I have to go back to being like, that's a child, Jamila. She's not an adult. So you cannot talk to her like you talk to your husband and your friends. So it's just like, but that's triggering me to have to be like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?
So
what's
what
wrong?
I would like to add to that, it's not so much that she's a child and you're an adult. She's not as developed, right?
Ooh.
So it goes back to that. Like, her development is different because she does understand a lot of stuff. That's why she don't say. She's already figured you out. She already figured out how you might respond. She's very witty and she's very with it. Does she have a therapist? Does she have someone
She doesn't, and I've asked her if she wants to. So she doesn't have one, but she confides in my mom. And I'm fine with that. But and my mom is very good at being like, that's my child too. And so she doesn't allow her to just like run off. She helps her to take accountability. I feel like that's something else that triggers me with her, is that she's not very good at taking accountability. And I, as big as my friendship circle is, I tell people all the time, I feel like it's very curated. And that's a personality type that I've avoided, is people who can't take accountability. That annoys me. And so I have to remind myself, like, I've never been the mother of an 8-year-old. I've never been the mother of a 9-year-old. I've never been so I don't know what's normal and what's not, what's just a phase and what's not. Again, everything with Nuri was easier because I had already been the mother of a newborn. I had already done this. With Stella, everything is new. What's helpful is, I was telling Sylvia, like, my two closest, the presidents of my
your friend circle,
of my friend
that is hilarious.
circle, the presidents, both of them are mental health professionals, with one of them specializing in adolescence 0 to 5 mental health, social, emotional. So I confide in her a lot, and I'm just like freaking out. She's like, that's normal. That's normal. So she helps me to put things into perspective, and also just kind of be my little, my wingman on my shoulder, telling me, calm down, don't, you know what I'm saying. And the thing is, again, about her being like her being witty, but I think I'm a understanding person. Like, I one thing I stress to her all the time, I'm like, there is not a reason on earth you will ever have to lie to me. And I've been telling her that since she was a child. There's nothing. I was like, I don't care if I am upset about what you're telling me, if I'm disappointed, I was like, I'm never gonna stop loving you. I'm never gonna hate you. I'm never gonna, you know what I'm saying? But I need you to know that I am a person that you don't have to lie to, because I need you to trust me in a way that I trusted my mom, that helped me to get through that second childhood in my 20s unscathed.
Yeah, I will submit too, though. I don't know if it might be you feeling comfortable that your girlfriend be a therapist for your daughter, but I think I was gonna say I think it would be good for her to have one, because right now some of the things that you just shared is the beginning of gaslighting. Like her, when you mention about being dishonest or saying a lie, and she's like stopping you in your tracks and freaking out about the lie, that's a gaslight in a sense, because she is lying. There's manipulation after that, and she's actually pushing you to not go there. Like, how dare you?
That's scary to me.
Well, and
very
that's why
scary to me, and that's triggering to me.
That's why it stopped me in my tracks, because I could see myself when I was that age doing that, in a way of like, it was like a protection mechanism. I wasn't deceitful, but I wanted to do things my way. And because there was such a huge age gap between my siblings and I was left to my own devices. I just was like, you're 15 and I'm, I don't know, 5. Yeah, 5. That age gap, like, come on now. There's nothing you could do with that. Like, no game is going to work out for real for so long. So I see it in like an attention grab also, of like, I'm lonely, I'm by myself, these kinds of things. But how to get out of that, the only way I had to get out of it was like through progressively getting older and doing things and people calling me on it, and not letting me get out of it, and not letting me move forward, and not letting me just have my way, which was hard, because then it's like, I wasn't emotionally prepared for that.
Okay.
So I get it. And I wish that I would have had someone say so explicitly that, like, I'm still going to love you. I want you to trust me. Like, that's huge. That is, as a parent, Jamila, like, that's, because like, people aren't doing that with their kids.
Yeah, and
Not
I
at all.
just need her, and I just need her to, like I said, I still to this day, like, I look to my mother for guidance for certain situations. There have been situations where I'll just be like, ugh, like I've been like, ugh, I can joke about this because I tell a story all the time. Is I had seen a Facebook post and it was like women holding up signs saying things that I was pregnant with Stella at the time, and it said things that I wish someone would have told me before I became a mother. And it was just like women just holding up signs, and one of the signs said, I wish someone would have told me not to make any major decisions about my relationship within the first 6 months after having my baby.
Okay.
And I tell this joke all the time. I had Stella on the 7th. By the 13th of December, I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this no more. I can't do this no more. I don't want to do this. And it took my mother to be like, go sit your ass down.
You don't want to do what? You don't want to be a mom? You don't want to be a wife? Okay.
Married.
Okay.
Oh, because you hear Michelle Obama talking about it's the kids. When it comes to it's the kids, it definitely does a thing to the you gotta be a strong force against, like, even this morning Nuri having a breakdown, me and Matt had to be like lock eyes, lock head, like we on the same page. All right, she ain't getting away with this morning, because usually it just be like whatever. This morning it was like we got it.
Right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, see, but this is the honesty that I'm talking about, that, like, I don't feel, I really can't name another person that I know that's just like this honest about being a parent and this upfront about that. Like,
but like even my mom in that situation, my mom being like, go sit your ass down.
But how did you all
go
get
back
there?
Because me and my mom?
No, the locking eyes. I wanted to jump in there right before you went forward, because there's time. That's time, it didn't just happen. So like, how did you get to the place where you guys are locking eyes? Now you're on one accord. How did that happen?
It probably didn't happen until Stella. Until I was pregnant with my second one. That it took him to recognize that it's a team effort. And he coaches a lot. So he, on top of being a teacher, he still does other things. So it took seeing that it's you not being available because you're working, which is, I'm supportive of, does not remove the workload of being a parent. So, and it was just like a light bulb, and it was just like, okay, this is hard work. This is hard work. We gotta both be in it.
That's what's up.
But then he bought into it at that point.
Okay.
And it's not like all butterflies and roses, but sometimes in it's understanding and just being able to verbalize, like Brene Brown says, like, it sometimes, like, I only got 20% to give you, but I can verbalize that today I'm only 20% of myself, so I need you to be 80 versus, or if he comes home one day and I'm in the back eating, like the kids eating dinner at the table, and he fix my dinner and go sit in the room, he know what's up. Like, she just need to decompress for a minute.
That's beautiful.
I gotta pick up the slack and do whatever. It's a speaking has been the communicating has been in not banking on assumptions, because I was very good at that. Like,
that is so
you
good.
should just know.
And I'm glad
you
that
should
you're
just know
that that's the case, and you all are communicating, because communication is key. And people can think that's cliche. It's not. It's like, talk to me. Don't just do shit. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on, because no, I'm not a mind reader. No, he's not a mind reader. And sometimes it's interesting that the light bulb, clicked on for him. And I'm glad it did when it did, because we could do so much for other people, like coaching and teaching and all of that. And we abandon our family. And we just come home and, almost like easy bake oven shit, like stuff is supposed to be already done. No, you really can live this life and then come into your home and act like it doesn't even exist, not for real. And then your children grow up and they don't really even know you, So
right. I definitely didn't want that to happen. I also did not want to be the type of person that only lived for my kids. And I wanted my daughters to see that. Like, I feel like if there's any lesson I can teach them, is to teach them balance.
Yep.
Because my mom learned it late in life. And she gives me credit for getting to that point earlier. I would like for my daughters to never have to get to the point where they have to struggle to get to learn that lesson. That they can see, like, they know, like, Mama, you need some me time. Absolutely.
That's awesome. Oh, girl, that's awesome. And
like, they're very good at that. So I they're awesome girls. They're awesome kids. I get, but I see and I guess the behaviors that I'm seeing in Stella are just the angst. I didn't get that until I was later. I was older when I was around 12. I tell people 12 to 15 is the worst age for girls.
Absolutely.
Like, I remember just being an ass. Like, nothing made me happy. Everything. I was just moody. And I see it in her. And if it happened at 12, I would have been prepared for it. Because I was just like, okay, this is just a phase. But because it's happening at 8, I'm like, is this a phase or is this her personality? Is it? So it's scary to me, because I don't know what's what. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, let me make sure I handle this in a way that she's not, like, people always talk about people with daddy issues. People with mommy issues. That's different level.
Absolutely.
Are you reading any books about the pre-teen or that pre-adolescent?
No. Here's the thing, Lori. This is a fun fact about Jamila. Jamila don't read.
Okay. Jamila don't have time to read.
That's okay. You don't have.
It ain't even a time thing. Even when I didn't, I watch a documentary. I'll listen to a book on. I'm not even listening to a book on tape. I like documentaries. I'm a visual person.
That's good. But whatever it takes for you to get the information is fine. You got YouTube. You can look at different people on podcasts, because even if you're not reading, somebody's reading, right? And they're still sharing this information. And I think it's really good for you to hear it so you can be aware and be equipped, so you won't allow this time to go by and it's like, what the hell is happening, when you could know what's going on to help her. Because while from 12 to 15 for you could be 8 to 13 for her. And I think it's around our cycles. When our cycle kicks in and our hormones start to kind of do its thing, and we don't know what the fuck is going on at that age, our parents get offended by how we're showing up, but we don't know what the hell is going on, right? Like,
absolutely.
So if the parents know how to prepare, it might be better for the children, and even educate them on, hey, you moody, and I'm gonna tell you why you moody. So then they could not beat themselves up, because there's a lot of stuff that still we did when we were younger that we beat ourselves up. Nobody knew, because we didn't know why we were attitudinal. We weren't trying to have no attitude. We just did, though, because of and it could be the food we eat, all of those things play into that kind of thing. So
one thing I recognize that she responds to is just me and her time. So I try to do that where I can. Just be like, because Nuri sleeps in like her dad. So on a Sunday, Nuri doesn't wake up till 11. Me and her can sneak out to go. She likes to do big girl things.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Go sit at Starbucks or something like that. So I try to have those moments in to just be like, hey, I'm still a great person. Like, great mom.
Still trying to convince her and sell her on
I'm
the
a great
idea.
mom. Like, but I mean, they tell me, like, but this is Nuri. Nuri's in the car the other day. She's like, Mom, I'm sorry. And I was like, for what? And she's like, because you do so much for us. She's 4. Because you do so much for us, and I know you're tired, and let's make a deal. I said, what's up? She was like, I won't be mean to you, and you won't be mean to me. I said,
Sistress.
I said that's beautiful, Nuri. I said I like that. Keep in mind, I'm like, I'm not mean to you until you mean to me,
That's
FYI.
Right.
But
hilarious.
I'm gonna let you have this moment.
She sounds
We
like
got home.
uh-huh.
I told her no about something. All that shit went out the window.
That's hilarious.
Because
And
Nuri
I was
don't care.
like, what happened to our deal?
Right.
But what I appreciate about her is she gonna have her moment. She gonna come back and she gonna be like, my bad.
She
I ain't even
sounds
have to act like that.
yeah. She sounds like the intuitive one.
I ain't even. She is.
She
I
is.
ain't even have to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mhm.
sorry. But I told her last night, I was like, also, I said your sorries are becoming a little bit manipulative because you gonna do the same thing all over again. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm in a abusive relationship.
That's
Like, no.
hilarious. I love it. I love the conversation. That's
I
awesome.
was about to
But
say, but the fact that you can talk to them like
I
that
can
is the
talk to
difference.
them like that. And the thing is, you see how I can talk to Nuri
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
like that and she doesn't take it personally?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Stella does.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's where I lose my autonomy of being who I am, my true self, when it comes to her. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find the balance in
Yeah.
that.
Yep. It has
Yeah.
to be a
And
balance of I
I'm
could give
trying
two
to find a
shits about
balance
your
of
feelings
like
right now.
I love you. I want to hear. I care about your feelings, but being like you are who you are. I am who I am.
Mhm.
Like I care about your feelings, but also like there's a beauty in processing some stuff on your own.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
sitting in your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like being in like I tell my kids all the time, like you have your own room. That's your room. Like go in your room, have a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have nothing to do with me. Nuri will go in her room, slam the door, and come back. I'm sorry, mama.
That is
And
so
that's
cool.
fine.
I love
Have it.
it. I
But
love
I
Mhm.
it.
need right. And Stella is just like, you can do that too. Like go have a moment.
Mhm.
And just cause right now your emotional outbursts don't have nothing to do with me. And that's what I tell Nuri. I was like, I don't want to be involved in this right
Mhm.
now.
Good for you. I
Like
love that.
you have the right to feel how you feel, but at this moment I don't want to be involved in it because I don't want you to suck out my energy.
Good for you. I
Right.
love that because it gives them permission to choose how they feel without you. Because sometimes you can feel how you feel, and when that comes out, you might be responsible for that because
Right.
it's intruding on somebody else. So with
Right.
you giving
Mhm.
them their own little timeouts on their own, not like pushing them into a timeout, but like inviting them to a timeout.
Yeah,
You
go
have
have
your
a moment
room.
on your own.
Go
That
do
is
what
the
you do.
I have my
difference.
own time. I have my own timeouts. Like the other day, I wasn't here for it. I
Mm-hmm.
fixed y'all food. Daddy fixed his food. I fixed mine, and I went in the room
Mm-hmm. That's real.
because I needed, and it wasn't even a communication that I need to have with them because they get it. Oh, she
Mhm.
just wants to be on her own
Mm-hmm.
tonight.
It's the fact that there doesn't have to be verbal communication, like the cues exist.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's already been explained, so it doesn't need to be re-explained. Everybody
Right.
just knows.
Right.
That's the
Mhm.
difference, I think, in
Yeah.
like you're able to still function without the offense. It's
Mm-hmm.
you're
Mhm.
not going to get a ticket now because you went and took time for yourself, or you don't feel like
I
dealing with it.
encourage it.
Mhm.
I encourage
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
There's a
I
difference.
encourage you have. I wish it was still socially acceptable for me to have a temper tantrum. It's still socially acceptable for you to have a temper tantrum, so
Mhm.
have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have it.
But it's
Leave me out of it,
yeah.
but have it.
I love the
Mhm.
fact that you also, when that hits you, to be honest with yourself and steal away and not fake the funk and be like this cleaver, we call it
Like Joan Cleaver.
Yes, Joan
Mhm.
Cleaver, leave the beaver kind of shit. Like we gotta sit at the table, no matter how we feel. We gotta do this.
Mm-mm.
No, today I'm gonna eat by my damn self.
I'm gonna eat by myself. I want to eat by myself today. And
Mm-hmm.
I told Stella the other day. She was like, "Mom, what do you want for your birthday?" I said, "The three of you know me very well." I said, "I'm an open book.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know me." I said, "Y'all know what I like to eat. Y'all know where I like to eat. You know the things I like." I said, "I'm not telling you anything." I said,
Mm.
I'm not telling. I said, I made my spa plans. Here's where I am. if y'all want to do something for me, leave me out of it. So my husband came home. Now this has been since 2007. What you want for your birthday? This year I was prepared. I said, Stella, come here. And she was like, what? I said, your daddy wants to know what I want for my birthday. And she, baby, just like I said it, my baby she had it all played out.
I got
She had it
chills.
all
Oh,
played.
I have chills.
My mama said we know her well enough that we can get her a gift
Oh,
without her being involved
I
in it.
love
And,
it. Yes.
and Matt was like, so you got it, huh, Stella?
I love it.
And she was like, you got it. You got it. And that's like what's been better is like I'm learning how to speak in a way to delegate things and not and the thing is, at the end of the day, if they don't get me anything for my birthday or do anything, that's fine. Because I don't want to get involved. That's another decision fatigue. I don't want to get involved with it. Y'all know me well enough.
That's beautiful.
Y'all know me well enough. Y'all know things that I didn't said I wanted. You see things around the house. You know what I like to do. You know what I like to eat. Celebrate me. I don't feel like being bothered.
What is it in an architectural project? Like all the scope. They already know your scope.
You know my scope.
Okay.
It's very.
And I know the terms.
Good wife.
After all these years, I better know something.
But see, here's the thing, and this is slightly off the subject, but in terms of, you see how your husband is the architect? Well, I'm the wife that's the architect. So a lot of things that women, and I traditionally don't put much concern in, I have to my mental load is a lot heavier than the average mom and wife, because I also have a lot of home things to take care of, some stuff breaking the house, like, and it's not that Matt is being like doesn't want to do it, it's more like you can do this a lot quicker.
Yeah,
like you have the tools to do this a lot quicker and a lot more efficiently and better than I do. So so my load, my mental load is heavy.
Yeah.
So learning what I can set aside, that's something that has been work.
Yeah.
For me to be like, okay, this is and another analogy I got from Instagram was the rubber balls and the glass balls. That was like the best. It's like every day you're juggling balls, and it's a combination of rubber and glass ones, learning which ones are rubber and which ones are glass.
Oh, I like it.
If
I love this.
You don't get the shirt you want to wear today, if I don't wash clothes and you have to wear a shirt that you don't like, that's a rubber ball. You know what I'm saying?
That can hit the ground and we'll be all right. It's gonna
hit the ground and bounce back. You'll be fine. Even I can't make a dance a dance practice because that's a rubber ball. You know what I'm saying? Feeding you a glass ball, feeding you what you want, rubber ball.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying? So learning the difference has been like life changing for me, and not figuring out that I can't, nobody can do it all. So to think that you can was just that superwoman.
That's a setup for
mindset.
Disaster.
Oh God. So just like not expecting myself to be perfect. And I think that my perfectionism rubbed off on Stella as well. She's very much like, and so I helped her, even like little things I've helped her. I taught her how to, she's both my girls are super creative, like their mommy. So turning your mistakes into other things. And Daniel Tiger, shout out to Daniel Tiger, he helped with that. There was a whole episode about like you mess up an art project and how you turn it into something else to make it.
Nice.
Saved our life at the beginning stages with just, so it's those little things.
Yeah.
Like Nuri don't care about a mistake. Stella, it will eat her up.
I see both. I see both. I get it. I get it. Because I see myself like you, like transitioning to being a Nuri. Like getting to
Mhm.
that, I don't give a fuck. I cannot. I had
Right.
that moment. Think about it, Lori. I had that moment last week, or that was the beginning of this week with the last episode. We had like technical difficulties, you know, my favorite song, and I was just like, I don't give a fuck.
Blew
This
me
episode
away.
gonna come out. It's
Yeah,
gonna come out.
And
that's growth.
and
Yep.
my friend helps me with because I had made a sign for her mom's birthday party, and the sign broke.
Mm.
And she has been like, don't give a fuck since the beginning of time. So the sign broke, and so I was freaking out. And she was like, so take it down and we just won't have the sign. And she was like, you've got it. And so I posted something on the internet about how, I didn't freak out. I just fixed it and this is growth and stuff. She was like, no, growth would have been you. She was like, you're fine because you fixed it. She was like, the question, growth would have been you being okay with it being broken, or you wouldn't being okay that it didn't work. She was like, you fixed it. That's why you're fine. She was like, you need to get to the point where you don't care that it
If it
didn't work
gets
out
fixed.
and you just, and if it gets fixed or not. She was like, that's why you're fine. Because I was so proud of myself. I made this post, and then she comments under. She was like, growth would have been you being fine with removing the sign or leaving it up there broken. You fixed it. That's why you're
I
fine.
love it. That's what's up. And it's
Just
good
let
that
us
you
have the moment.
I'm just glad that she said that, and hopefully it made a difference.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
It
good.
did. So
Okay.
I'm learning how to readjust.
Yes. Same.
Readjust
Same.
is where I find my groove now.
Yeah.
Like, but again, I think that what I do helps with my ability to readjust, because that's also something that we're always doing. Like,
Yeah.
nothing ever is the way it plans. So we always have to have at least a plan B, C, D, E, and F on
Right.
the back burner. So
Right.
I think that helps what I do to be able to readjust as necessary, but being okay with the readjustment was my trouble.
And I think a lot of it too is like, it's because you have this constant need to readjust, because the option of not doing hasn't really always been there. So the option of like, you would take the sign down, that wasn't a thing before. The sign had to be there. That was the assignment. That was the thing.
That was the program.
Right. The program said finish. It didn't say like how you're going to finish. It just kept telling you finish. So now you're stuck in this mode and this program of like, I just got to finish. I got to finish. And I used to do that too. Like, I prided myself on being so persistent. And I would be so tightly wound about like getting things done. And that's why now, like, to see me, was that Sunday, Lori? I think that was Sunday, when I was just like, y'all, it does not fucking matter.
That's why I'm tripping, because but we've been taught perfection. That's why probably that sign was an issue for you, because it wasn't perfect anymore. It was broken, and it had to be fixed. It had to be right. Like, what the hell, and that will cause us to stumble. But now I hope we realize that we don't have to be perfect, because that's a lie. We've been taught this lie.
It's a lie. It's all a lie, guys. It's all a lie, guys.
Okay. Jamila, thank you for doing this. Like,
you're welcome.
I appreciate you. Okay, so Jamila said she's not a book person. So I'm going to flip things today. Instead of what book are you reading, what are you watching this week?
My friends think that's extremely, like, I only tell that fact to my real friends because other people will.
They start being judging,
but
maybe judging me, but
fuck judgment.
And even Stella judged me. She's a reader, so she does this every once. She was like, "Mom, have you ever read a book before?" I'm like, "You know the answer to that question." I don't. I was like, but when she starts spitting out stuff, I was like, I know all this stuff already. I was like, I don't know how I obtained this information and this knowledge. I said, but I got it. It wasn't from a book, but I got it. What am I watching right now? Honestly, A Different World.
Yes, ma'am.
A Different World. It feels good.
Faves of all faves.
It feels good.
Which season are you
watching the older shows with new perspective. It feels really, really good to be
Doesn't it change your thoughts?
even the authenticity of
Mhm,
it, to
mhm.
watch it back and be like, that shit really
Yeah,
happened.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like the authenticity of it. I tell people I was the 90s Black Loves movie was
Mhm.
my bag. Oh my gosh, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one that I watch as a married woman that I'm like, facts, is Love Jones. All the
Oh,
other ones I'd be like,
I love Love Jones too.
Love Jones is the only one that's still like, yeah, y'all, that was very authentic and
Yeah,
very
Mm-hmm.
real.
yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I
Okay.
love and basketball, that's
That's
not
my
real.
jam, but
Yeah,
it's
but
not.
that ain't real.
It's
How?
not.
How is it not
It's
real?
impossibly not real.
That ain't
No.
real.
What-
That
I,
wouldn't
No.
happen.
He would have
okay.
never left Tyra
He
Banks
would
like that.
he would have never. He would have cheated on her
For
Oh.
sure.
that night,
$100%.
and then he
But
would
how
have got
would he not
married
have
the
left
next
her?
day.
I gotta watch it again.
Yes, because we'll
I'm
come
still
back to that.
glamorized in the
Yeah, no.
Okay.
He
okay.
would have
Mm-mm.
definitely cheated
He
on
would've
her
cheated
and
on
then got married to Tyra Banks the next day.
It would,
Oh.
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
He would have never
100%.
left.
Okay.
Never.
So I gotta watch
For
it again.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Okay,
No.
Lori, what are you watching?
So right now, I just finished Swagger. All
Okay.
seasons of Swagger. It was really cute. It's like a coming of age. Now, like back in the day, we would have been watching like what was the one you said you were just watching?
Different
The show
world.
Different World. So this is kind of
Mhm.
like a different world, you know, from a basketball perspective, you know, and it's
Okay.
cute. It's a cute little show. But I'm finished with that, and now I'm watching Ballers. I'd never seen it before.
Oh, okay.
Ballers is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's interesting. It's hilarious. It is so like off the cuff, you know, but
It
real.
is.
It's
Good,
so
though.
like
It's good.
this shit happens, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Good actors in that show too.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's hilarious.
Mhm.
What
Okay.
you watching, Sylvia?
Through your recommendation, we're watching Silo
I'm so
on
excited
Apple
that you're
TV,
watching it.
which is
Isn't it different?
it's kind of wild.
It
Kind
is.
of. I don't know. I thought it was gonna go a different way
Mm-hmm.
from the first and second episode. So to be on episode, I think we're on episode 5 right now. I'm like, where are we?
Does Drew
How-
like it?
Yeah, and
Okay.
we're watching Foundation also with
Mhm.
that, and those two together. I'm like, it's too much sci-fi happening, and I'm a sci-fi person. But
Yeah.
I'm like, this is just both shows. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Every episode, I'm like, what? So, but yes, thank you for that recommendation. All right, any takeaways? Anybody? Any good takeaways?
I'm not taking away. I love the perspective that Jamila has with her daughters, like how she's reaching them at this young age. You know,
Mhm.
bravo, mom. You know, this
Thank
is really
you.
good because you're preventing narcissism. I'm just letting you know.
That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
swear that's what I'm scared of.
Right. Because
Yeah.
it can show it really strong in Stella because of how she's afraid of being her full self. And Nori she's on the cuff of just being this real intuitive one, you know. So good for you though, because even though you might not know what you don't know, you're really knocking it down. So that's good stuff.
Yep.
So,
Thank you.
mm-hmm.
Jamila, go. I got to think about my takeaway.
I guess my takeaway is I'm enjoying Lori's like insight on her, just she can, I guess, see my concerns by just so I'm not crazy in the things that I'm saying, like some things that I'm afraid to say out loud. Again, I'm very careful. I'm very sensitive about her
Mm-hmm.
and her, you know, autonomy and her being
Mhm.
herself. But I would love to be the mom to her that my mom was to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so whereas she comes to me and I'm always an available resource, and I'm always somebody that she looks to as a good person,
Mm-hmm.
not
Mhm.
perfect, but
Mm-hmm.
a good person.
Mm-hmm.
And so I never want to bruise her in a way that it will have long lasting effects. So I'm always treading very lightly. And that's
Mhm.
what can be, to go back to the initial point of the conversation, can be triggering
Mm-hmm.
to
Mhm.
me
Let me say this real
in my
quick then.
behaviors.
Then I'm going to say right now, lead with your intention and not with your fear.
Okay.
When that fear
That's-
kicks in, stop.
Okay.
and lead with what you want and then focus on what you want.
Okay. That's good. That's good stuff.
Because
Okay.
what you want wants you back. I remember.
That's
I
true.
remember.
That's it.
I remember. Yes. Okay. My takeaway is that it is okay to be honest in the moment that you're in.
Exactly. Oh, yes.
There is something about there are moms who are accepting. Because I feel like there are a lot of judgmental moms, especially for the ones that this is their lifelong choice and this is what they wanted and they can't see anybody else's choices. So those
and they
two are
full of shit.
my two.
Just
Anyway.
gonna let y'all know.
Well, this was everything I hoped for. Thank you again for joining us. If you have not already, like, share, subscribe, do something with this episode, but do not keep it for yourself. We love positive reviews. Please, if you have not already, drop us a heart again, this time in the comments.
Please.
On any episode, especially this episode. And thanks for watching. I almost forgot.
That's it for this week's show. I'm Lori Scott.
And I'm Sylvia Johnson. And you've been listening to What's Been Better.
A big thank you to Lagon Music Inc. for providing our music. This show is edited and produced by us with a little help from our family and friends. We love you all.
We want to hear what's been better for you. To be a guest on the show, send us an email to questions@whatsbeenbetter.com. Or you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at What's Been Better Podcast.
Thanks for listening.